Hollywood is a absolutely insane place, and the more you learn about it, the more you learn that it just gets more insane by the year. One of the hottest stars from the last decade found himself in the middle of failure after failure after failure. This, of course, being Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And now, per new reports, the reason he went back to wrestling is because he realized people didn't want him on film anymore. It's kind of funny because this whole The Rock is the biggest star in Hollywood goes back to Fast and Furious and him joining for Fast and Furious 5, where before that, he wasn't really a big star, at least on the level he became after Fast and the Furious 5 or Fast 5. But that film and its huge success got attributed to The Rock joined the franchise. And then he, of course, was in some sequels that also saw success, but whether that's him or not, or one of the actors dying, whatever the case is, again, you can point to any scenario and go, that's why it succeeded. The Rock obviously started to become a bigger name, but the more films they attached him to, the more it started to look like people were not showing up for his films. And if you look at the films that he's the star of in his filmography, there's certainly an interesting trend, and I'm not going to talk about it here in the ups and downs and the absolute bottom of the barrel films he's made, but there's definitely a trend that you see that he's not as big of a star as some people wanted you to believe, and possibly even he himself. So obviously, when he took on Black Adam, he pitched a takeover of the DC Universe. We know this. And recently, Uncle Dave Meltzer, who would have given this report 8 stars if it was in the Tokyo Dome. For those of you deep in the IWC, you're rolling on the floor right now because of that. Well, Uncle Dave was talking with Uncle Brian Alvarez, and he said The Rock went back to wrestling because he's become somewhat of a buzzkill in films. He doesn't draw. He's not as big as he was before, and that people are getting sick of his films, they're getting sick of his shtick, that they're seeing through him, and they don't want to see his stuff. And a lot of people have added to this, the whole him and Oprah asking for donations for Hawaii and all that, and some of the other things, and you know, I mean, is anybody going to dispute this? He obviously went back to wrestling in TKO because the DCEU takeover he attempted did not work. And he had a fallout with multiple actors in Hollywood. So, you know, it is what it is. He's been doing wrestling. He's now producing some stuff in Hollywood. He'll be back. He'll be doing both. But I think it's quite obvious that The Rock's star power from where it was a decade ago to now has definitely diminished.